the Federation of Light. Intent and positive energy welcome. Happy New Year to you. And we offer the same greeting to you, Blossom, and to each one of you. Although we would like to say we wish to say, Happy New Day. Happy New Hour. Happy New Moment. Happy New Breath. Because with each new in-breath you are breathing a new experience for you/of you. To be. As we have said many times, the breath is of utmost importance. It is a connection with the all. You are here on earth. Each one of you is connected. You breathe in, you breathe out. You breathe in, you breathe out. Every living being does the same. All living beings. So, in that sense you are breathing in the breath of another, who has breathed out. I understand the concept of connection, but in meditation, for example, one is asked to take a deep breath in and then exhale all negativity. So, wouldn't that mean we are inhaling everyone's exhaled negativity? However, you are asked to inhale positive energy. True. You see, Blossom, one is coming to understand more and more about intent. The intent of whatever one chooses to undertake is what allows the energy of that something to become what it is. When there is the intent of pure love in everything you do, it becomes you. Eventually there will be a radiant light from within that will be permanently understood and will emanate only pure intent. So that it will no longer be necessary to consciously declare intent. You will become the intent of pure love alone. There is a force emerging in a new form for each one. An understanding of who you are. As this understanding increases, greater abilities for self-empowerment present themselves to the self, because the soul allows the next stage of the self to enter. So are you saying we grow more into our light through different phases? Yes. In a manner of speaking, as a way to describe your evolution on a personal scale. I understand what you are saying because I feel it. You understand, Blossom? Little by little, as you discover more of yourself, you increase the power within you because you accept the truth of you. This is one of those matters difficult to put into words. It can only be felt, and when it is felt, it is realized, and one is able to put this awareness into practice more and more. Would you say you have greatly improved your situation regarding the acceptance of what is and letting go? Absolutely. Although sometimes I wonder if I have become hardened due to Goodie's passing and no longer allow the emotion of anything to touch me. To the point that, at times, perhaps I have become numb, as they say. Do you really believe this to be the truth, Blossom? I know my heart is not cold. Yet, I now have a switch that prevents me from feeling the deepest emotion of something, because I hate crying. I'm tired of crying. I know one shouldn't hold things in, etc., yet it has become my way of reacting. That's how it goes. You are protecting your heart, Blossom. It does not mean it has become cold. Okay. I won't dwell on it, as it is rather selfish. Yet I assume others who have done the same, going through deep grief, might need to hear it. Now where were we? Intent, I believe. Correct. Perhaps one could consider starting the day with the mantra, followed by, today it is my intent to serve the all for the higher good of all. Or if one is out and about, in this moment it is my intent to elevate the energy of all living beings around me. Do you understand what our intent is? Indeed I do. Essentially, placing, it is my intent. Before an action or thought. For example, it is my intent to send love to. You have all evolved into a higher version. How? With your intent to be love and change your world. Are you realizing that your thoughts are now much more loving? Do you realize how quickly you can catch a less loving thought and instantly change it into a more loving one? When you think about how many of you have awakened to yourselves in this way, imagine the difference it is making for the energy of your entire planet. Because you are understanding in a more intricate way how to play, how the game works. You are understanding that giving in to patterns that do not serve anyone, anything. You are understanding that complaining and moaning about the situation on your planet only makes it worse. Because you are adding energy to that level. Instead of sending it light and getting on with your day of pure intention to elevate that energy. Enjoying being who you are. Some would say, again too. Not feeling the pain of others. One becomes numb. Some can say what they like, Blossom. It doesn't matter what others say. If you know it isn't so. If you feel compelled to send love, then do so. If you feel compelled to add pain by giving in to the monstrosities of what is happening, then do so. As we always say, choice. Each of us has a choice. You choose. You decide how you want your life to be. I could challenge you on that point, because we don't always have a say in how we want our life to be. Life happens to us. Circumstances happen to us that we wouldn't choose in a million years. And I know you will say, that is where you are going wrong. Exactly. That is where you are going wrong. I find it difficult to comprehend that we attract to us everything that our soul has asked for, in order to grow and expand within and without. And yet that is exactly how it is. One could argue at length about how someone could choose an absolutely terrible life from start to finish, caused, so to speak, by the hand of another. One could indeed argue that, Blossom. We are not interested in arguing. We are only interested in informing you of a knowledge that may seem difficult to comprehend from your position. That does not mean that from elsewhere you would accept and fully awaken to this assumption. Dearest souls, your higher knowing knows. Therefore, trust. To stay on theme, you know that pure and intentional love, in every moment, no matter what, flowing through your being, out into the world, into the heart of another, is what you are. You know it. Because you feel right. You feel. Do this always. Be aware of that higher love that you now know you are. Flowing through you. Constantly. Flowing into you. Flowing through you. A constant stream of intentional purest love given to you and given by you. This, dearest souls, this is you. It's nice to know. Even when struggling with life's ups and downs, deep down, our higher purpose remains. We might lose the plot sometimes, get weary and want to give up. Yet, we can choose to focus on what we know to be true. Love. For me, it's the only thing that makes sense. It makes sense, Blossom. Because as you know, in the end it is all there is. Love, love, love. I am fascinated that for 20 years you have spoken of love, and yet, as we elevate our being, through choice, we discover more and more about it. Which I love. Blossom, in each one, there is indeed much more. Much, much more to discover. Is that not a truly exciting prospect? Yes, it is. I shall wait patiently to discover more, as I choose the steps to take to get there. Thank you, guys. In gratitude. In loving service I am. Your true state. The energies pouring forth are working with expansion of consciousness and with the full activation of the heart center. It is splitting hearts to the core, so that everything that is no longer in alignment with your soul's highest calling, with its purpose, and with the reason your soul incarnated on earth is falling away or being scraped off. What is happening now is that all the different strands of all our lives and experiences on earth, all that we have ever been before, are now weaving together as one. What was before no longer exists. All we have is this present moment, and in this present moment we are creating the future with every thought we formulate, every word we speak, every action we take or do not take. We are creating the reality in which we wish to exist. Everything that happened before was just preparation. Now we are being asked to render the highest possible loving service and to complete our soul's mission on earth, while we are fully anchoring into the new earth and the age of love. This is where the higher spiritual self, as one with the inner divine source, manifests with great power. This is why it is so important to seek silence, to be quiet and still, and to listen deeply within. True guidance never comes as a thundering voice from the sky, but rather as a calm, quiet voice within us. The deep inner knowing. It is when the deepest, most profound truth resonates with your soul and your soul recognizes the truth at the highest levels. In these moments, the heart center expands. There is deep gratitude, infinite love and joy. One is elevated to a much higher state and filled with divine light, divine love, divine power, divine wisdom. The ego dissolves. Only the highest soul and truth remain. You are filled with love, joy, and gratitude. Now you can truly see, feel, and know, and experience oneness and unity with all that is. This is the true state of all existence. Message from the angels. Soul, give me a memory, my dear friends. We love you so much. Take a deep breath. For a moment, let your mind drift towards pleasant memories. Perhaps places you have been, food you have loved, or people who make you smile. Ask your spirit to bring to mind a sweet, happy, or comforting memory. Maybe a moment reading a good book or sipping tea while watching the rain. For some of you it will be easy. For others, a bit more difficult, but don't give up. Simply ask to have a good memory and see what comes to mind. Now, allow yourself a moment of nostalgia. Try to recall something more about this moment. If not, imagine it. Pay attention to the positive sensations that arise. Allow yourself a little trip back in time, as long as it feels good, noticing any memories of images, sounds, sensations, tastes, or textures. Permit yourself to remember with as many sensory details as possible. Perhaps you were petting a beloved animal. Perhaps you were a child in a crib, watching a mobile float above you in the breeze. Maybe you remember a first kiss, or the first time you held someone's hands. Maybe it was the relief of being with someone who finally felt safe, or the innocent rustle of autumn leaves as you jumped in a pile. Whatever comes up, go there. Be with the emotions. Allow yourself to feel the beauty of that moment. What you just accomplished was just a moment of the glorious life review in the afterlife. When you finally leave the body, you will be flooded with memories of magical moments from your life. Things that at the time may have seemed insignificant, yet were rich, abundant, and full of love and good feelings. Every day, my dears, there are opportunities to experience the love life has to offer. Every day, there are small moments filled with great love, the aroma of your morning drink, the feel of your blankets in the evening, a stranger's smile, a ray of sunlight falling perfectly on your face. When you focus on life, you tend to notice what needs to be done, what is not done, what cannot be done, what others are doing, and what you think you should be doing, when right in front of you in so many ways, there is love to be felt and found. You are not wrong to notice things not yet accomplished. You are curious about each other and, of course, you have goals and desires for yourselves. These things are all part of life, and it is good to contemplate them. Yet there is a richness to be discovered when you pause, here and now, and look for something to wonder at. Can you take a moment to ponder the artist who drew the pattern on your plates? Can you sense the scent of nature around you? Can you stop and feel the texture of a cushion in your home and let the nerves in your hands come alive? Can you gently touch your face and marvel at the millions of sensations that arise, imagining the incredible alchemy happening just beneath your skin in that single moment of kindness to yourself? You are miraculous beings living in a miraculous world. Millions of tiny beings, your cells, live at your fingertips. Countless relationships and reactions occur in your body with every breath. A single seed unfolds in the soil as the cells within it divide and are born at a pace unfathomable to most minds. Dearest ones, your world is extraordinary, brilliant, wonderful, and meant to be seen through the eyes of wonder. So, when you find yourself worrying about things you have to do or about what others are doing, stop for a moment and look around. Find one thing to appreciate. Really study it. The deeper you look, the more you will discover. That leaf contains countless cells, veins, colors, and life. The coaster on your desk holds a work of art dreamed up by someone who loved beauty and color. The pencil in your hand was once a living tree, harvested, shaped, filled, and joined to an eraser by a small metal band. Dearest ones, miracle abounds. You have a choice. You can focus on what makes you feel bad, or on what makes you feel awe, inspiration, and wonder. And the more you look at the world with the eyes of wonder, the more full of wonder you will feel. You will slip into a vibration of wonder where you can feel your soul, perceive those in spirit, and see through the eyes of Source and your angels. To us, all of life is magical and miraculous, full of wonder and of the love that you, brave souls, have evoked by choosing physical incarnation. There would be no pencils if humans hadn't desired to write. There would be no cups if humans hadn't desired flavorful drinks. There would be no chairs if someone hadn't desired to sit comfortably. Your willingness to wonder, to let your mind wander and ponder, calls love into the physical universe in countless ways. Your good feelings matter. Your sense of wonder matters. Your desire to seek what nourishes your spirit is the willingness to enjoy the love so freely offered. You may wonder how this pays the bills, heals hearts or mends bodies, but we assure you that in a flow of wonder, awe, love, and grace, solutions are born. Chemistry comes back into balance. Inspiration arrives. And you become catalysts for greater love in your world. Approach your days with a sense of wonder, dear friends, so that life can become wonderful again. God bless you. We love you so very much. The angels awakening to our inner knowing. We all experience life within the frequency range of human consciousness, which we inhabit as the empirical world. Within the energetic spectrum of our ego consciousness, we carry mostly neutral or negative frequencies, in line with our limiting beliefs about ourselves. Our belief that we are left to our own devices to survive prevents us from opening up to our true state of being, which is outrageously well cared for. This goes hand in hand with the awakening of our infinite creative power, with the exception of the refusal of any attempt to control others. As long as we nurture any amount of fear, We cannot fully embody unconditional acceptance, love, and joy, which are the frequencies of a higher octave of living within and beyond the empirical world. It is like a different vibrational range with similar physical experiences offering a more desirable quality of life. When we nurture fear, we transmit contraction and diminishment of life. This becomes the experience of our capacity to accept the vitality coming to us in our essence. When our awareness is fully expanded, we are the modulators of our life force, which is unlimited. To the extent that we believe at a deep level that we are in some way imperfect, we cannot accept the fullness of our life force. From the perspective of our expanded consciousness, the seat of our inner knowing, we must first address our limiting beliefs. Our inner knowing contains the energy of our heart and transmits the truth about ourselves to us. When we are present and clear in our awareness, it comes to each of us in ways and with impressions we can recognize and understand. This is how we expand into greater awareness and, ultimately, into higher dimensions beyond space and time. We must learn to recognize our inner knowing. There is an aspect of our essence that provides us with awareness, but because we have been subjected to a society with a limited self-image, which excludes what lies beyond, we have remained enchanted by our ignorance. The path to true freedom of being passes through gratitude, joy, and love. These vibrations open our awareness to inner knowing and attract resonant energies into our experience. They draw our attention to a more fulfilling dimension of life and a potentially limitless expanded awareness. Archangel Uriel. Many flames greetings. Yes, I am Archangel Uriel. I do not often come to speak to you, but I am always here, for I come to help you keep the flame that is within you lit, to keep the love alive, to keep the joy lit, for that is what brings the light, the flame that is within you. Oh, you might have a roaring flame, you might have a subtle flame, but all flames unite for you are truly all one. Now, you know what happens when one candle lights another. The first candle does not lose its flame, but there is more light coming, and what happens when those two candles light two other flames and then all together light another four and keep expanding. This is the power you have, my beloved flames, for that is how I see you. I see the radiant light coming from you. I come to speak to you about the doubts you feel, the worries you have, the questions. Am I doing what I should? Am I good enough? Am I really receiving? Am I really seeing what I need to see? Am I really doing what I need to do? Will things really get better in the world? And to all of this there is one answer. You have a light within you, and that light can work miracles. When you stare at a candle and stare at its flame, do you not see its different aspects? Or if you stare at a bonfire and become entranced by it, in that state there are so many possibilities of what you can do, what you can accomplish. So I come to remind you that it is always there for you. If you need help seeing and are unsure of the step to take, call me and I will bring my silvery flame which will help you see more clearly. That silvery flame is connected to the light that you are. Now, you do not always see yourselves as you see yourselves in the different realms. We do not necessarily always see you with a physical body. We see you with the light shining, radiating. It is only in this physical realm of earth that the body is here so that you can experience physicality. But that light which is visible and radiating in all other dimensions and realms is also here. So I ask you, dear ones, to know, to accept, to believe, to have no doubts. Yes, that is truly you. So now let us take that light, take those flames, and use them from below to carry us ever higher, to the source, to the divine source, to the place of the 13th octave, to the place of the throne, the holy throne, and there you will see many flames and they will all be there smiling at you, welcoming you. I ask you to remember that when you feel you cannot access the light that is within you, you simply need to call me and I will bring you all these flames which will help you remember. Farewell. The Oracle. An important message for the awakened soul. I greet you with love and light. I am the Oracle. I arrive as a sacred dove, a symbol of peace and purity, an oracle of pure consciousness. My dear awakened ones, you are living a very important time. Choose where you want to focus your energy. The world you live in, as an awakened soul, seems like a crossroads between two very different realities. On one side lies a chaotic illusion marked by war, conflict, and turmoil, a place where fear and division dominate collective consciousness. This reality is characterized by extreme tension, where humanity's struggles often play out on a large scale, leaving individuals vulnerable and afraid. On the other side is a reality where you embody your highest self, walking with clarity, peace, and determination, fully aware of your potential and the impact you can have on the world around you. The first is the illusion, and it is rooted in the lower vibrations, a space that feels heavy and oppressive. It is a reality shaped by conflict, fear, and chaos, where energies are dense and often pull individuals into cycles of anger, confusion, and despair. In this realm, Humanity's collective shadow is reflected in the external turmoil we witness. It is of wars, social injustice, and environmental degradation, all manifestations of unresolved pain and separation. The overwhelming nature of this reality can lead to a sense of hopelessness, as individuals confront the weight of the world's problems, often feeling powerless to effect change. In stark contrast, the second reality vibrates at a higher frequency, representing the domain of your higher self, an embodiment of wisdom, love, and inner peace. This reality is a living experience accessible through conscious choice and deliberate action. In this realm, you are invited to walk with integrity, compassion, and clarity, even when the external world appears turbulent and chaotic. Here, you can cultivate a sense of purpose that transcends immediate challenges, allowing you to navigate life with grace and resilience. You have the power to change your experience by changing your focus, your energy, and your intention. Awareness is the first step on this transformative path. It is important to recognize when you are caught in the low vibrations of chaos, identifying feelings of overwhelm, fear, or disconnection that may arise. By developing a greater sense of self-awareness, you can begin to discern subtle shifts in your emotional and mental states, allowing you to respond rather than react impulsively. Once you recognize these emotions, the next step is to choose your response. Instead of letting chaos dictate your actions, take a moment to pause and breathe deeply. This simple act of grounding can create space for clarity. Ask yourself what your higher self would do in this moment of tumult. What choices would align with the values of peace, compassion, and understanding? To stay anchored in your higher self, practice techniques that reconnect you with your inner wisdom. Practices such as meditation, mindful breathing, or visualization can prove to be powerful tools to help you realign with your true essence. These practices not only enhance your self-awareness but also cultivate a sense of inner peace you can draw upon in times of stress. When you act in alignment with your higher self, your actions will naturally reflect the qualities of patience, kindness, and courage. Every moment presents a choice: to be swept into the chaos or to rise to the higher light. This choice shapes not only your personal experience but also contributes to the collective reality. By embodying your higher self, you become a catalyst for positive change, influencing the energy of those around you and within the collective consciousness. It is important to remember that this journey is not about denying the existence of the conflict and chaos we are witnessing, but rather about responding to it with strength, love, and understanding. True peace begins within and radiates outward, creating a ripple effect that can touch the lives of many. Embracing your higher self amidst chaos is a profound journey of courage and commitment. It requires facing the darker realities of your existence without losing sight of the light that resides within you. By practicing awareness, intention, and compassionate action, you will find yourself navigating these realities with grace, becoming a beacon of peace in a world deeply in need of it. The light is forever yours. I am of the love and the light of the Infinite One. I am the Oracle.